Hi, good evening, guys. This is Vineet Pandey, and I'm so sorry I told you certain things today and trouble you all. Friends, one of the students just asked me that, sir, we want to know about your personal life. How did you qualify in it and all? Guys, I belong to a very small town and studied in the government sector school, which was like a lot of students. They came from BPL class, and we were being taught by the teachers who were actually not serious about our future, like except few one or two. And then I did my college where I was not serious at all because it was my dream to join army, and I was a part of NCC. I got C certificate, A grade. I was good in NCC because I was always away in either in football or in NCC, but I hardly would attempt to sit in class. And then I did MA English because I was more concerned to speak English than being some teacher and all. My professor, they would tell me that, Vineet, you'll fail the exam, and I would say I don't care because I want to be an army officer. So MA English, PhD, they are not my jobs. My After using 2 3 years, when I was not finally able to qualify for serious exams and SSB interviews, I got failed. My father started asking me to attempt NET exam. In a very small rural town of Rajasthan, we only had the access to a market guidebook, some kind of upkar, and I had R.D. Trivedi. So I was like one of you, reading R.D. Trivedi and reading upkar market guidebook. I marked it up, but I kept on feeling, because I had previous year's papers. I would relate R.D. Trivedi with previous year's papers. I would relate Upkar passbook with previous year's paper, and I realized that there are hardly 5 to 10 questions which are related. In fact, related. So I realized that NET is something big and it is not my cup of tea. I stopped studying for NET. My father kept on asking, study, keep studying for NET, because you're not studying, because you're not sitting for 8 hours, because you're not sitting like others who are doing their studies in science. People, they came with their results. Many of them, they qualified NET in history, NET in Hindi literature, NET in political science, NET in geography, NET in education. And they would tease me that we are NET, we are JRF, who are you, what do you have done? My father would have this kind of, I got irritated. I started misbehaving. I would tell my father that I'm not going to qualify NET, I will never attempt NET exam. He would ask me, and one day when he asked me to attempt for NET exam, to study for NET, I asked him a question which actually became my weapon. Later on, it became my weapon to avoid him. My question was, Papa, have you ever seen any NET qualified in English? And I made him shut his mouth. He was shocked because it was a fact. He had never seen any NET qualified in his life in English. So I found it that my father has no answer to this weapon, and whenever he would ask me to study for NET, I would ask the same question: have you ever seen an English NET? I cannot do. If others cannot do, I cannot do. And then, friends, I was working in private sectors, private colleges, on very meager salary of 7,000, 8,000. I would take tuitions of 7th, 8th classes to make money. And then I was applying for small exams, constable exams, SBI exams. Seeing the poverty, frustrations, I don't know, I'll say that it is something divine. I was lying down, and I was constantly looking at a portrait. It was the Hanumanji, Balaji. I was looking at him like it's our God, and I don't know, some divine inspiration, something came in my mind that if I have to study NET, I should go abroad. Go out. I should go out. I asked my mother that, Mom, if you people want me to study NET, it is not possible in Rajasthan because we don't have teachers. I've never heard of any teacher who teaches NET, or people, they don't even study for it. So she was okay, she was ready to send me out. But the next question came and the whole plan collapsed. The question was that you go to Delhi, you're supposed to have like 30,000-40,000 of your own. My father's income was 4,000 a month. I was working on 7,500, and we were of 5, all 3 studying. We discussed this seriously, and something divine was happening. My mother spoke to some of our relatives, and some of my relatives, they agreed to give 20,000. It was like we borrowed money, 20,000. It was a huge amount for me at that time. It was a big amount. I took it. I came to Delhi with the first start. I tried to find out coaching centers. I couldn't. Then once I found a coaching center, it was in the same locality where I live now. It was Humanities Point. I joined it, and initially I deposited 5,000 to attend few classes. I found that the professors were from Delhi University and they were speaking very good English, and I got carried away. I got influenced because I had never seen people speaking in English in my life. I'd seen people like those who would speak in English but not that good in comparison of Delhi University professors. I was totally carried away. I became the fan and I was so happy to be the part of the class. But as I told you that I was teaching in schools and colleges, I was already prepared with Upkar passbook, market guide book because I mugged it up. I had knowledge of R.D. Trivedi. I started putting questions. I started asking questions from Delhi University professors. They were damn good. They were amazing people. But none of them was able to answer my basic questions. Like I would ask them how many characters are in Chaucer, how many female characters are Chaucer, which character should be studied. So they were like, read Canterbury Tales, read Utopia. So I would ask them, sir, why Utopia and what are the points which should be focused? So gradually I realized that these people are good professors, but none of them is an expert of net. Because they would tell you read Paradise Lost, but they would never tell you what is actually very important you should not forget in Paradise Lost. So 5 to 7 days I started questioning, and I became notorious in class because they started hating me for bringing question paper in exams in class. Because I would go to them, sir, please tell me this question. They would say, no, this is not a question. This kind of question they never come in exam. And then I would show the paper, sir, this is 2008, 2009 paper. So I became the object of anger, and finally I was removed from the class. They told me that we don't want you indisciplined person, and I asked my money back, but they didn't give it to me. And it was a big shock to me because my money was taken, though it was 5,000 and few more thousand later on, and then it was not given to me. I took an oath and I told the man, I said, remember my name. This is Vineet Pandey. I'll stand in front of you. I swear my mom, I said the same line. मेरा नाम याद रखना, तुम्हारे सामने खड़ा होऊंगा. हिंदी में बोला था. I spoke in Hindi. Remember my name. I started studying. I formed few friends already, and as I was sitting in the coaching center, I made good friends. So I would speak to them on regular basis. I would keep an eye that what they people are studying. So like if I came to know that they are studying Africans, I started African studying on my own. I didn't have money, but there was a person, he taught me how to use Google, Wikipedia, and how to select certain portion, cut, copy, paste thing. You know, you won't be believing it, because for the first time in Delhi, I came to know about how to use Facebook. We simply heard about it. But we belong to a very rural town. We were like people playing gilli danda and all, you know. So, and it was a big help. It was a kind of big invention for me. I got to know how to cut, copy, and paste. So I started making my own notes. So I would regularly talk to my friends, those who are in coaching center. I would come to know about what they are studying. I would study everything on my own. It was a big trouble understanding criticism, because when you have no teacher, all you can do is mug up. It was very impossible for me to understand what is Plato's cave theory, what is touchstone method, or why Dryden doesn't support Lycidas. Gradually, having this kind of time, I would study for 10 to 11 hours. My study plan was amazing. I would get up at 3:30, early morning 3:30, and I had a planned routine from 3:30 to 6:30, 3 hours. I would just blindly mug up, whether I'm understanding or not, but I would cram everything. Then after 6:30, half an hour's gap for tea, for other things, a morning session. And then I would sit down to make notes of history, of different topics. Then taking half an hour's gap to take bath. Then I would study again till my lunch timing, 12:30. Then after lunch, I would sleep for 1 hour. There was an alarm. I bought some alarm clock, 131 to 120 rupees. Friends, it was the utter poverty. I was living in the room of 1800, and in my room, I just had one mat, one almirah, one chair. That chair was totally the very old chair. It was like, rusted one. And in fact, it was a chair, iron chair. I didn't have any seat to sit, so I would use my pillow. And I still remember, like presently I really want to live that life once again, because there are so emotional stories related to it. And friends, I didn't have any cooler. Those who are in Delhi, they understand that in summers, if you don't have cooler, you just die. So I didn't have any cooler. I would sit shirtless using my towel to, you know, sweep away the whole sweating, and I just worked hard, and it was obvious thing, like being a Hindi medium student, the one who was not good at all in his vocabulary. For me, reading David Ditches or William J. Long was very tough, because in every line I would find two, three tough words, and which were like totally unknown to me. I wasn't able to get the actual meaning of those words. So I started mugging up meanings also, cramming these things. I started pointing out everything. And what I did for my exam was that I was reading three books simultaneously. I was reading David Ditches, William J. Long, and Compton Rickett. David Ditches gave me the detailed analysis of every topic, while Compton Rickett gave me the point-to-point details, and William J. Long was a combination of both of them. So this took me a lot of time, but my history became amazing. My command over history was amazing, and I started noting down African writers, German writers, French writers. I would mug them up because it was very tough to cram all these names. So, mugging up, reading, making notes, understanding, revision. This is how I divided my 11 to 12 hours. I still remember, like, there were a few timings when I had no money to eat, and I poured a lot of water, 3 to 4 glass water in Maggie of 5 rupees, so that I can have some food in my stomach. And this became my habit. I never told my parents that I'm suffering from money crisis. And there were a few good people. They would help me. Sometimes the people, like, they would give me 100 rupees for no cause, for no reason. Like, and there were few of my other friends. They would ask me, Vineet, get my copies done, photocopies done, and then they would never take 30 rupees back, 20 rupees back, because they knew that I'll use it. So, it made me very strong. I remember I didn't have, yeah, I was smart also. And I knew this, that if I go to some tea shop, I'll have to spend 8 to 10 rupees. So I'll, roam around the tea shop. And whenever I found somebody taking tea, I would go to him, hi, how are you? And the person would say, Vineet, yeah, chai le, yeah, take a tea. And this is how, I'm just sharing it with you. Friends, this is how I started my life. I qualified my first net, and when the exam came, I was totally, in depression. I was not feeling to sleep. I was not feeling to eat anything. And I had mugged up everything. I knew I had mugged up everything. Everything was in my mind. And I was also sure that if I don't qualify, none of my surrounded people, my friends, none of them will qualify, because I was far better than them. And then when I appeared in exam, it was very easy for me. I thought, like, why I studied this much? This is actually a very easy exam. And I qualified. I still remember when I got the result, I started jumping and shouting loudly that I'm net. Yes, I did it. I did it. Guys, and I was not able to believe that I have done it. I was not able to believe I had done it. And I wanted to call my parents. I had no money in my mobile phone. So I asked some boy to give his phone, and I made a call. I said, Papa, because I spoke to my dad. I'm emotionally connected to my dad, actually, because my dad is my first teacher. He's actually a teacher also. So it was a news for him, actually, because my mother doesn't understand net and all. All she knows that if father is saying net, 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 I should do net. So I spoke to him. I said, Papa, आपकी लाइफ का पहला नेट मैं हूँ. I'm so being emotional. I called my dad and I said, Father, I would always ask you, have you ever seen any net qualified? It's me. I'm the first. He said, just don't stop. Keep going. When I returned, my own people, they welcomed me. They came to my place, like, are you the one in English you have done? Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is me. This is me. And by God's grace, things got changed, friends. Things got changed. I started getting good salary. I got a job in Delhi University on ad hoc basis. They give 60,000. Just imagine 4,000, 7,000 and the standard of Delhi University with 60,000 of your own. I got a coaching center. They invited me. And the same person to whom I challenged, he called me. He said, Vineet, beta, You are a good person. We knew that you will qualify and we want you to teach in our coaching center. And friends, I didn't know that they pay a good amount. So I was thinking that he must be giving me 15,000, 20,000 to teach. He said, we'll give you 70,000 a month to teach net. I was like, 70,000? Still, I took a risk. I said, sorry, I won't work with you. I joined another coaching center, which was actually a very small coaching center, and we had only 2 students. But I started working there. We decided to work together. My owner is very honest to me. I'm very honest to him. And friends, we started with 2 students. Now I usually get 140, 150 students in my class. This is the biggest batch. And I just wanted to maintain transparency. I wanted everyone to know that yes, this is a boy from streets, from small town. He can qualify. You all can do that. And the benefit that helped me, the only thing that helped me to be a good teacher was I belonged to streets. I knew the problems of everyone. Like many of you tell me, sir, we have done MA in correspondence way, so I'm not good in MA. Sir, we have a gap of 5 years. Or sir, we are married, we don't have time. So I understand that need, that everything, because I have gone through that. I know the base. I understand what and how I have to guide you all. So we started guiding people. They started qualifying. They started telling everyone about us, and I started telling everyone that we are here. My previous my previous certificates I started showing publicly because I just wanted people to see that this is authentic. And God's grace, I got my first JRF. It was 79%, and I was all India 4th rank. And then lot of net. Then I got another GRF, and this was the time I became like I was at the top of the world because I knew this is a world record. Sorry, India record. Double GRF in English, and I celebrated that. Friends, all I want to say is that I am enjoying the present state. I know I have a lot of people. They love me. I have critics, but one thing is very true. I have never forgotten my first life, my first, steps, my first problems. I always remember I was poor. I belonged to a poor family. We started with zero level. This is the reason I respect your money. I respect your time, and I never cheat anyone because I know that for me, 5,000 can be a movie only. Yeah, I have seen a lot of movies of 5,000, but there are a lot of Vineet Pandays. For them, 5,000 is a big amount. That's the reason guys, I started this. My boss was not happy with this. He said, why are you teaching the same thing that should be taught in the class in 40,000, 30,000? Why are you doing this? I said, no. There are a lot of Vineet Pandays, those who have money to give us the fee, but they don't have money to come to Delhi. I will help them. And friends, it is not that just I have got good students. I have got amazing people in my life. I can name a lot of people. I have Spurti Sharon from Andhra, one of my best students. She has defended me a lot. Deep Parikh, Haryana. Pooja Patel, UP. Then Rupain, Rajasthan. Parmeshwaran, Tamil Nadu. Navya, Karnataka. Ritu, Agartala, Arunachal. I have a lot of people. Tamsi, West Bengal. Priyanka Tiwari, West Bengal. I cannot even name everyone. There are a lot of people they are for me, and they have become a strong family. They are always supporting me. And you know why I'm strong? Because students like these, Hilal Ahmed, Parvat, everybody. And I created a very good image in Kashmir because I knew that Kashmir is always troubled. Students have no access to good coaching centers, good teachers. And I maintained a soft corner because I knew my brothers are getting troubled. Today, if I'm a brand, I know I'm a brand. I haven't started enjoying this. I know I'm a celeb. I get a lot of call, and every third call tells me it's an honor to talk to you, sir. How did I get it? Friends, one net, one JRF is easy. To maintain the status is tough, and to accept the reality is very tough. Like I'm telling you, this net of 22nd of January, I'm not going to qualify. I couldn't complete my paper 1. I can accept it. It's okay. It's just an exam. Because I know that in July, in June, I can qualify again. I will do that. And I know that whatever comes in exam, I can make you qualify. Because once when I was studying, I didn't deceive myself. I studied everything. I mugged up everything. I prepared notes of everything. And this is the reason when I teach, nobody questions my authenticity, my authority over my topic. But I must say, there are a lot of good people, they exist. Otherwise, I would have been vanished. I would have been, finished. There are a lot of critics, a lot of people they don't like me because I have spoiled their business. Earlier, people they were making money by taking students and their money, but now students they just join me in 5,000. They start getting good knowledge. So there are a lot of critics. They target me, and I know it is very easy if somebody shoots me someday. It's okay. Anybody can do that. But if I'm there, if I'm alive, nobody can stop me from giving the best and best knowledge, and I cannot compromise with any substandard knowledge. If I'm teaching, I will teach the best. I have seen poverty and I have understood that what you people go through because once I had the same thing. I have seen my father struggling. I have seen my father not able to go to the hospital because we have no money. Friends, poverty kills us. Poverty kills a lot of talent sometimes, and this is the reason why I hardly go to the temples, but I always do good things. It's not that I take money. There are a lot of students I have accepted free of cost. I keep an eye. I realize that the student is actually in need. I don't take money, and this is the reason that my worship goes with me. Their blessings, their prayers are always with me, and this is the reason I'm standing like this. I wish you all a very happy life. I wish you all to be next Vineet Pandey, and I promise you, I swear that I know I'm the best and I'm still working to be best for you. We have a lot of time left with us. I'll completely prepare